Hello everybody. Today I would like to talk about in my opinion, very challenging parental situation for teenagers. And that is how to convince them that being different is the better strategy when they're a teenager. And let me give you this scenario. You've come to realize that your son or daughter has been doing something that is not in keeping with your family values, with your principles, with what you believe in, with what you stand for. And when challenged about that, the response from your son or daughter is, but mom, but dad, everybody does that. This is normal. This is not something that's deviant or something that's crazy. All of my friends do it. You're just not in the know. You don't have your finger on the pulse. You're off market. What is your response to that? Hi everybody, I'm Phil Black. I run an online mentoring program called PrepWell Academy, where I help students, high school students and their parents navigate the college admissions process. But if you've watched me before, I try to come up with things outside of the college admissions process because that's one piece of a much bigger, broader topic, which is personal development in young kids. How are they growing up? Now it manifests itself at some point in what they do post high school, whether it's college, whether it's community college or a trade school or the military. And that's part, of course, of the business of PrepWell Academy. But there's also a large part which is helping parents and helping kids figure out these gnarly details. So what would you do? What is the response when your son or daughter says everybody's doing that? Because of course we all know that this is the great tension, which is you want and understand and appreciate that your son or daughter needs to fit in as a teenager. That's one of their main emotional drivers, is to fit in. However, if by fitting in they're going against the family moral compass, which one wins out? And how do you then explain or articulate this to your son or daughter that at this particular time they need to be different? Now is the time to be different. How does that go over with them? Typically not that well, because they want to be the opposite of different. They want to be with everybody. They want to be one of the gang. They want to be cool. They want to be accepted. At some point, they need to be different. So I'd love to get your perspective or opinion, or maybe a real life scenario of how you dealt with this tension. Do you just lay down the law and say, this is the way it's going to be? You have to be different. Do you explain the why behind it? You know, everything in the news these days is all these young kids have to know why. Does that really connect with them? Are they even old enough or mentally mature enough to even understand what's happening? And if not, do you just ride it out? Are you patient? Do you hope for the best? Do you just pray that things are going to work out? Do you take away phones? Do you take away computers? Do you give curfews? Do you eliminate relationships? What are the strategies that you've tried to manage this tension if the new normal is not in keeping with what you believe what you believe the normal should be? How do you somehow convince your son or daughter not to go underground, not to go dark on you, not to go to a bad place and work around the edges and somehow get away with it, because you don't want that happening? How do you convince them, or in what ways do you convince them, that it's okay? In fact, in this particular case, it's mandatory to be different. How do you get that through their little teenage pea brains? So please put a comment below if you have a bit of advice, if you have an opinion, if you have a strategy that has worked, or if you have a war story where things went wrong or things went right. We'd love to hear it. If you know somebody who has a teenage son or daughter, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, please share this with them. Please tag them in this live video. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear if you're out there. Give me a topic that you'd like to talk about. I talk about all these things in PrepWell Academy, which is the online program that I run right now. You can sign up for that. You can enroll. It gives weekly videos and instruction and mentoring mostly for the kids, but the parents can watch it as well and learn about what's happening in their lives every single week of the year, no matter what year they're in, 9th grade through 12th grade. The main thread of it is college admissions. Make sure they're not making any big mistakes, not missing anything big, keeping their head in the sand and thinking about it only when they're in 11th or 12th grade. But we talk about other things as well. Thanks for listening. I'll be back to you tomorrow.